Today we're gonna look through my Nintendo Switch year in review for 2023. What is up guys, my name is Chase, and on Nintendo's website right now you can find your year in review, and it will show you what you've gotten up to on your Nintendo Switch for the entire year. So let's look through mine and see what I've gotten up to this year. Alright, so we have a fun little splash screen here with the 2023, and there's some really cool artwork inside. I always like when Nintendo puts out like these really cool patterns and like assets from their games and whatnot. I think it's really fun. Anyway, we're gonna click get started here and see what I've been up to. Chase, welcome to your year in review 2023. Let's take it from the top. Your first game of 2023 was Nintendo Switch Sports. Great start. That's really wild. It feels like Nintendo Switch Sports was a long time ago, but it's crazy that it was the beginning of this year. Next up, you played 39 total games and 256 total hours on Nintendo Switch this year. I don't know if that's considered a lot, but I feel like 256 hours is a pretty long time that I've been playing games. I will say something really tough is that I find myself a lot of times not even being able to play games just because I spend so much time working on videos about video games. So it is kind of a conundrum I find myself in where I want to make videos about video games, but I need to play the video games first. But I just need more time to play video games, so I don't know, maybe 256 hours is a lot. I think 39 total games is a pretty big number. I wonder if that counts demos as well, because I have played quite a few demos of games. Anyway, next up here, most played games this year. We have The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom at 75 hours, Pikmin 4 at 21 hours, and Disney Dreamlight Valley at 19 hours. Wow. I do not remember playing Disney Dreamlight Valley for that long, but I guess, yeah, it's like one of my top games of this year. Because I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of tired of Disney Dreamlight Valley very quickly. I feel like I played that game for maybe like a few weeks and then I just kind of put it down. So here's The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, started May 12th, 2023, most played month June. I remember Tears of the Kingdom taking up a lot of my time. Interesting that I played more in June than May when the game actually first came out. But I remember thinking that I could finish Tears of the Kingdom by June, but I think the fact that I played most of the game in June just shows that that game did take a lot longer than I thought it would. Next up we have Pikmin 4 with 21 hours, started in July and most played month being in July. I do actually remember with Pikmin 4, I was pretty focused on getting that game done as efficiently as possible. Looking back at Pikmin 4, it definitely was very fun. I think maybe the number of levels in that game was quite smaller than something like, you know, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But just because maybe it's like a smaller game, it still did not take away my enjoyment that I had in Pikmin 4. And then Disney Dreamlight Valley with 19 hours, started in April and most played month is also April. Yeah, once again, I feel like I had a very fun time in Dreamlight Valley. Obviously, I think with 19 hours, I got my sort of worth with that game. I know there was just recently a really big update for Dreamlight Valley, so maybe I have to go back to it. Anyway, moving on here to your gaming trends. We have 42% action, 35% adventure, 7% classic games, 6% role-playing, 6% strategy, and 4% shooting. I'm guessing for the shooting genre, that's probably just Splatoon. I can't think of many games that I would consider shooters on the Nintendo Switch. But this is a very interesting breakdown of my gaming trends. I can definitely see how action and adventure are like the two biggest trends of this year. Moving on here to you played most in May, 48 hours played. And then we have a breakdown of the monthly play time. So yeah, May and June are like neck and neck for my most played months of the year, which I'm guessing has to do with Tears of the Kingdom. So I think that makes sense that those 2 months are quite high in the number of hours. Next up, we have January. Oh, Tetris Effect Connected. I love just how like trippy it is, and like, you know, it's Tetris but with a bunch of like really crazy backgrounds going on. February with 31 hours. Oh, I was playing Breath of the Wild. I remember this because I think back in like 2021, I wanted to replay Breath of the Wild because I had only played it once when it first came out back in 2017. I remember I even streamed it too. So I put it down for a really long time, and then finally in February before Tears of the Kingdom, like I wanted to get myself hyped up for it, so I finally just forced myself to sit down and replay Breath of the Wild, and I clearly did end up playing quite a bit of it. In March, we had Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe with 8 hours. I feel like Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is kind of the underdog of this year. There was actually quite a bit to do in Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Not only do you get like the base game of Return to Dreamland, you get the whole minigame mode, and then you also have the Magolor epilogue, which was actually like way more involved than I would have thought. But that's Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. In April, we played Disney Dreamlight Valley once again. I feel like the number of days played that it's showing here is kind of sad. I would like to spend more days playing video games. I mean, even just a daily like 2 or 3 hours playing video games I think would be nice, I don't know. Anyway, in May, once again, we played Tears of the Kingdom, a total of 5 games played and 17 days played, and 30 hours in Tears of the Kingdom. That makes sense. The same thing with June. Most played game was Tears of the Kingdom, with 44 hours played, so I spent more time in June playing than in May, which is very interesting. Next up, July, we had 23 hours total, with Pikmin 4 taking up 21 of those hours. That makes sense. Once again, I was kind of like just dedicated to finishing up Pikmin 4. In August, we played a sad 10 hours, with Disney Illusion Island taking up 8 of those hours. I was honestly quite surprised with how much I enjoyed Disney Illusion Island. I think that game is another kind of underdog of this year. It was super duper fun and really charming too with the graphics. I feel like especially the multiplayer can be really fun. So this was like a pleasant surprise for me. Next up in September, we spent 14 hours total, with Nintendo 64 Switch Online taking up 5 hours. Okay, so in September, I was playing a lot of Mario 64. I decided that I wanted to try out quote-unquote speedrunning Mario 64. So I did my first ever like 16-star run in Mario 64. That's probably why I had the most hours played on the N64 app in September. That makes sense, okay. In October, I spent less than an hour playing games. Most played game was Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival, because I did end up buying the Taiko drum controller and the game. October was a really crazy month because I went to Las Vegas for TwitchCon, so that makes sense why October just had very little video games happening for that month. I was just too busy with trying to pack for Vegas and, you know, do all of the TwitchCon stuff. Then in November, we had 25 hours total, with Super Mario Bros. Wonder taking up 9 hours. Yeah, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, you know, it's a 2D Mario game, so it is kind of on the shorter side. I did like the fact that at least with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, especially compared to the other 2D Mario games, there was actually quite a bit to do besides just the main story. But it still was kind of on the shorter side, but, you know, similar to something like Pikmin, which was also, you know, it's not as big as something like Tears of the Kingdom. Even though Mario Wonder was very short, it's like short and sweet and, you know, very enjoyable. I think a game doesn't have to be super long for it to be memorable, and I think Mario Wonder really proves that. So yeah, those were my hours in 2023. Next up, what was your favorite game in 2023? Ooh, and then we actually get to vote. Wow, this should be interesting to see what I can vote for. Oh, Game Boy Advance was on here. What was I playing on Game Boy Advance? I remember I played the Minish Cap. I forget if that was this year. That feels like that was last year that I played that, but maybe it was this year. Mario Wonder's on here. I think this just goes through all of the games that I played. Oh, Super Mario RPG was very good. I played a little bit of Sparks of Hope, but I never really got too far in the game. Oh, and even Suika Game made it in here. That's funny. Out of all these games, I think I have to go with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think just the amount of time that I played in the game and, like, you know, how expansive the world is, you know, especially with the inclusion of the Sky Islands. There was just a lot to do in that game, and all of the new mechanics were really cool too. So I would say Tears of the Kingdom is probably my favorite game of this year. Oh, we can download our stats, you know, post them on our Instagram stories or something. That's fun. Hashtag Nintendo Switch 2023. I wish they had just one image that kind of summarizes everything. But anyway, Chase, that's your 2023. Hope you had lots of fun. Thank you, Nintendo. I sure did. And here's my current My Nintendo point balance. My platinum points are looking very small just because I recently spent a bunch of my platinum points, but we can redeem your points for rewards. We'll try check that out. Get ready for 2024. Here's a sneak peek at games coming soon. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Princess Peach Showtime, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Very nice. It's funny how it's a very just Mario heavy year so far for 2024. Get game recommendations based on what you've played. Interesting. And then we can go back to the top. Alright, so here are My Nintendo rewards. I recently just got the 2024 calendar, which I get every year, as well as this Super Mario Holiday ornament. So I lost 900 platinum points on that. And then we can also check out the top picks for you. Just Dance. That's interesting. I would not have considered Just Dance as a recommendation for me. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Interesting. That's probably based on Tetris Effect. Secret Neighbor. Is this a new Hello Neighbor game? I'm surprised they're still going on with that whole thing. Brawlhalla. Oh, SpongeBob. There's a SpongeBob crossover with Brawlhalla. That's interesting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And that's it. Newly recommended for you. Super Mario Bros. Wonder has been your most played game lately you might like. Pikmin 2. Interesting recommendation from Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Alright, anyway, now I'm just shopping, so thank you guys for watching my Nintendo Switch year in review for 2023. Let me know in the comments what games were on your 2023 year in review. If you want to watch another one of my Nintendo videos like this, feel free to check out the video below. For now, my name is Chase, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye!